Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, dear viewers, Assalamu alaikum. I'm your host Faisal Raza Khan and you are watching Foresight. Viewers, in today's program, we will go through the different dynamics of Pakistan-Azerbaijan economic relationship, especially after 33 years of diplomatic ties. Though both countries' leadership pledged to boost trade to at least $2 billion, which is still remain modest, fluctuating between $36 million to $100 million. We will also visit the possibilities of enhancing mutual trade and investments, diversifying exports and exploring new avenues in agriculture, tourism, IT and transportation. We will try to explore that why Pakistan-Azerbaijan bilateral trade is at low trajectory when we have extremely robust and multifaceted ties in between. What are the hurdles in unlocking our full economic potential? How we can remove all those bottlenecks, and definitely how we can leverage our historical connections to forge a brighter economic future. We will examine the prospects of a preferential trade agreement, the significance of Islamabad-Baku transit trade agreement, the benefits for Pakistan if goes into, especially to join the Turkic organization. To discuss this very important topic, we have in our studios Mr. Mohammed Sohail Sajid. He is Azerbaijan Entrepreneurs Confederation's representative for Pakistan. Most welcome to you, Sohail Sajid. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And online, in fact, on telephone joining us, Rehan Naseem Bharara. He is the ex-senior vice president of the Faisalabad Chamber of Commerce and Industries. Most welcome to you, Rehan Sahab. Thank you very much for your time on phone as well. Sohail Sahab, my first question to you, and in fact, first of all, congratulations to you on your very historic appointment as a first Pakistani and a non-Azerbaijani representative of the Azerbaijan Entrepreneurs Confederation. So it's really a unique achievement you have. You are right now the bridge between Pakistan and Azerbaijan. So Pakistan immediately recognized Azerbaijan soon after its independence in 1991. Now, after 33 years, where we reached in our bilateral relations particularly, and yes, the economic ties, as bilateral trade is fluctuating between 36.46 to $100 million. What are the hurdles? Because regional trade ties with this Turkic region particularly was exemplary in past. Trade caravans from ancient Multan to present Baku were there since 500 years. And Multan Caravan Sarai is a very famous place there in Azerbaijan, which is still iconic on that front. So how do you see this whole gambit, and why our trade is still low in between?
Thank you very much, Raza Sahab, and another thank you for just having an extensive background about this relations history and possible future potential. As you have rightly mentioned that in the history about 14th century we have this Multani Caravan Sarai, which is itself a clear example that how even when there was no means and ways of communication, for example, still we were even more connected as compared to today's world with the region and with specifically for this land. So starting from 14th century, by the way, this Multani Caravan Sarai is still intact as a historical building. And now there is a very famous restaurant inside this building. So, and as you mentioned that we are unconditional brothers and friends. Pakistan, first country to recognize Azerbaijan after its liberation. Independence, and after that we always support our brother country for their main conflicting issue with Nagorno-Karabakh issue with Armenia. We supported that, and likewise Azerbaijan has also unconditionally supported the Kashmir issue at all times. So you have somehow sum up a very good background that these are a big question mark for the both the relevant authorities, stakeholders, even the state leadership. That why I mean this number is even something that we cannot even mention.
Yes,
that
of course,
is right
it's
now.
very low, really.
It's very low. So, but let's not discuss too much about the past, but definitely considering this situation. But we can fairly say that after this recent visit of the Honorable President of Azerbaijan to Pakistan in July, the new doors are opening. In last 33 years after the independence of Azerbaijan, so far the total agreements, bilateral agreements signed, including trade and investment, energy sector, education, environment, they were around 28 or 29. So just during the last visit, 14 different agreements have been signed. So I believe that now it will be opening some new doors to collaborate with our brother country on new lines with new zeal and zest, inshallah.
Obviously. You are absolutely right. Rehan sahab, Pakistani top exports to Azerbaijan are the textile products, basically bed and toilet linen, rice, citrus and dry fruits particularly. So Pakistan is importing a lot of raw material as well from Azerbaijan. Why not we diversify our exports through value-added products like sportswear, surgical items like electronic equipment and heavy machinery and so on, because Pakistan has a lot to offer to Azerbaijan in that context.
Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you very much for inviting me for this very important program regarding the bilateral trade between Pakistan and Azerbaijan. And as Mr. Sohail informed you about the story, and you yourself informed that it started in 14th century, and now from last 33 years we have a very good relations between both countries. And about your question, this is very unfortunate that we didn't export much to Azerbaijan yet. We have some quantities exported, but if you now get the new figure, you will see a negative impact that our exports are lesser than the imports from Azerbaijan. And regarding the textile exports, we have very less market. I know it's a small market, but the hurdles which we are facing, I will explain later on. But regarding the raw materials you are talking about, yes, if we go few years back, we were exporting textile exports to Azerbaijan like bed sheets and others, and also exporting some raw cotton. But nowadays we are importing raw cotton as well as different items from Azerbaijan because they are getting more stronger right now. We have some issues regarding that Pakistan have some different issues like our energy cost is getting high and we are getting expensive in the region. So that's why I feel that we have some constraint trade because we didn't export much to Azerbaijan in these fields. And regarding other, like we have to work very, very much harder in that, especially we are very good in the surgical items. We are very good in the sports items. But unfortunately, we didn't explore Azerbaijan much in getting this market because they are...
Rehan sahab, you are talking about Pakistan is no doubt an energy deficient country and need oil and gas products to run its economy particularly and daily life. While Azerbaijan is energy rich with mineral fuels, oil and gas, this is totally... if we have some sort of figures, so 47% of its exports and are basically the energy products. So can Pakistan get support not only to meet its energy need, but also to have investments, Azerbaijan's investments in oil and gas exploration, extraction, and also in other areas to explore these avenues in full?
This is very important aspect because we have to work very closely with the Azerbaijan authorities regarding oil and gas sector because Azerbaijan is rich in this. They also have a very big for LNG we can import from them, for oil and gas and other sectors. This is very important point you have taken up and we have to work on it. Because if we get the cheaper energy, we will be able to get a good exports from Pakistan also. But right now, as Mr. Sohail informed, that there are 14 agreements signed between Pakistan and Azerbaijan when the president was visiting Pakistan. and this is the time that you have to get very close liaison with the Azerbaijani companies who are into oil and gas. I know that they are much into the government side, but government side companies, but we have lesser, relations with the Azerbaijani companies, and now
Definitely, Rehan sir, these are the state-owned enterprises, and they are reliable because they are under the state mechanism. So that's why overall the historical perspective that Pakistan and Azerbaijan are right now going well, and both the countries are in close contact with each other. As your point well taken, Rehan sir, Sohail sir, Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif during his joint presser with the President Aliyev said that he would undertake a visit to Azerbaijan in November this year, and might be it is coinciding with the COP29 as well. So hope to ink agreement worth $2 billion. So what would be those agreements which are going to be signed between both the countries, and in which sectors basically Azerbaijan is interested to invest?
Raza Sahab, as Mr. Rehan has just given the background, these sectors mentioned by him are exactly the same sectors that we are talking of. And regarding this energy sector, regarding this $2 billion target, in order to materialize that, in this very month, to our Honorable Minister, the Minister for Privatization, Communication and Board of Investment, Mr. Aleem Khan, and the Honorable Minister for Trade, Mr. Jam Kamal, they are visiting Baku on the 15th and 16th of this month. And this is the fourth joint working group regarding the trade and investment between the brother countries. So they are actually going to line up those sectors which we have just discussed, from oil and gas, like energy sector, to trade. By the way, this I would also like to mention about the preferential trade agreement. So this is an opportunity for our trader community, our business community as well, because in my humble opinion, this preferential trade agreement is more prone to Pakistan.
I'm coming to that agreement as well. But do you not think that Pakistan and Azerbaijan can initiate some sort of joint projects in agriculture, tourism, information technology and transportation? Because in tourism and transportation, Azerbaijan is progressing well. And while Pakistan making considerable progress in the agriculture and the information technology sectors. So how Pakistan and Azerbaijan collaborate to exchange their experiences, to have investments and to grow together?
Raza Sahab, you have answered this question in your question actually.
Okay.
So when you are collaborating, it is always your core field of expertise. For example, they are more in oil and gas. Now the newly liberated area, this Karabakh region, is also a big base for agriculture. Pakistan itself is though it is somehow, we can say that it is neglected as when we compare it to 1980s or 90s, our agriculture sector.
But I think so right now, Green Pakistan initiative in the Special Investment Facilitation Council is putting much of the emphasis on agriculture.
I was about to come to that point. And the other thing is, for Azerbaijan business community, look at the market size. Azerbaijan is just 10.1 or 10.2 million people, and here we are 240 million people.
Yes.
So just giving an example that let's say we are producing a toothbrush. So let's say there is 10 million customers in Azerbaijan, here are 240 million. Just a small thing.
Yes,
and so it is always better to start in those areas which any country can excel, having the exceptional background of expertise.
We have to explore new markets.
Absolutely.
Over there. Definitely, you are absolutely right. Rehan sir, when we talk about exploring the new export avenues, Azerbaijan is one of them. Why are surgical and musical instruments, the sports and the leather and textile goods don't effectively explore that? And it could be a new and vibrant market for the Pakistani exports, especially if we go towards the diversity of the exports and to have more items to be in the Azerbaijani market.
This is what actually we have to work on it, but unfortunately the main problem, as you mentioned at your starting remarks, that we are going with a transit trade agreement. This is very important for that, because at the moment we, as you know, that Azerbaijan is little landlocked country. Little landlocked means they have only Caspian Sea, so that is not actually easy way to come to Pakistan by sea the goods. and we don't have the direct, linkage in the transport with the Azerbaijan right now. It's through Turkey and other, and NLC is working on it. And as you know, that there is a agreement signing between both two countries. This is much important to get that better benefit for the Pakistani exporter as well as for the Azerbaijani people. Right now, as if we export to Azerbaijan, we have to use the Red Sea side, and they have to use a Georgian port that is called Poti Port, and it take around 55 to 60 days. Nowadays, you well know that there is some issues coming on the Red Sea side, that there is conflict because of the war between Russia and Ukraine. So this is hurting actually the main exports from Pakistan as well as for the Azerbaijan. You know, as they are cheaper in cotton, and Pakistan need raw cotton right now because we are short of cotton, and we are importing from Africa, USA, and other countries. So right now, this is a good opportunity for Pakistan, but unfortunately, if we are importing from Africa, we are getting it in 30 days or 25 days. But if we import it from Azerbaijan, it is taking normal as 55 to 60 days. So this is the main hurdle, because time is always very important if we go with the trade. If we talk about business, the time is very important. So as short the time is, we get the goods from Azerbaijan, or Azerbaijani people get goods from Pakistan. So that can increase more potential in the business. But unfortunately, right now we have to use that which we are not using. NLC is working on it, and other companies should also come after that when we'll sign the transit trade agreement. So this is the most important right now. But my feeling is that can help to boost exports, and especially as Sohail Sajid Sahab mentioned, that PFA is also very important between both two countries. This will help to increase the exports for both sides. So what I mean is, you're talking about the instrument, surgical and the musical.
I'm coming to that, Rehan sahab. What a question here is that you yourself mentioned that what are the actual prospects of Azerbaijani market for Pakistani products, especially in terms of, as you are affiliated with the textile, then the leather, sports, surgical and other products particularly, and whether the liberated areas, as Sohail sahab also mentioned, they are giving ample opportunity to Pakistani investors, traders, exporters. The Karabakh region are these are the new and fresh destinations for the Pakistani exports. So how do you see, because this is very important, 20% of the area liberated from the shackles of Armenians. So now Azerbaijan's this area is lucrative for Pakistani exports as well.
Yes, you are right, 100% right. We have to work on it, and I think that to make more exports to these areas, and especially to us, if we talk about these areas, and also to Azerbaijan, the other cities, because they are also, as you mentioned yourself, they have very much as a tourist place. People know Azerbaijan as a tourist place, so they have lot of hotels, and we can export institutional bed sheets, because towels. So it's a big market from that point of view, because if we talk about their population, that is lesser, but there are more tourists coming to Azerbaijan. So this we can get an opportunity, but the issue is coming. What I told you is the concentrate. Is the issue that we have not get right now. Transit trade agreement between both countries, because if we use that land route, that we can get the goods from Pakistan to Azerbaijan in just 15 to 18 days, and same vice versa from Azerbaijan to Pakistan. So this is most important at the moment. If we get signed this agreement and we get the good route for this transport by road, so that can help to boost our exports to specifically.
Your point well taken. So, sir, what's the status of Islamabad-Baku bilateral transit trade agreement? Because this is what Rehan Sahab is also mentioning, that this is the one which is going to be the game changer between Pakistan and Azerbaijan. Because right now, in any other continent, particularly from Africa, it takes 20 to 25 days to have imports here, the raw material and all that. But it takes 55 to 60 days from Azerbaijan. Under consideration, this whole TTA from 2022, revised in 2023, and recently in July 2024, another meeting held and it is almost going to be finalized. So now when we see that it is a final document, it is going to be signed and equally implemented, and it can pave the way for Pakistan's access also to the other Central Asian republics, because that route straight away goes towards that. And not only that, but also Pakistan would be viable route regarding the rail, road, air and the sea networks. So how do you see that?
Raza Sahab, as we can see, this is a series of meeting has held in recent past, especially, and we are also aware of the security situation with our neighboring countries, let's say Iran and Afghanistan. As Mr. Rehan mentioned, they have already started a land route which we tried, but it is taking much longer time to take our goods to Azerbaijan, and likewise,
Obviously.
going through Iran, from Turkey. We experimented, by the way, last year, and likewise we tried our railway network also. It has another problem about the gauge of the track that is different once we enter into Iran, so it is not matching with our gauge of the railway track. So actually these are the biggest challenge. At time even we were having one of our bank, National Bank's branch in Baku, these transmitting the money or remittances is another big problem.
Because we don't have banking channels?
We had a bank, but somehow it got closed.
Okay.
Not operational anymore.
So this
we
is
had
again is
another big problem. So a series of meeting has held, as we just discussed, also Mr. Rehan has mentioned. I hope during this visit of the Honorable Ministers and the forthcoming visit of Honorable Prime Minister, this is one of the key agenda, because until there is a railway, road, air or sea network to take the goods, or establishing this channels of or means of doing business, nothing can happen actually.
Obviously,
to change the fate.
You are absolutely right.
Yes.
So what about Pakistan-Azerbaijan joint working group on trade? That was formed in 2017, so far held 3 meetings, and the 4th one is going to be held on September 16, I hope.
15, 16.
So 15, 16. So what's going to be the significant in that? What would be the ultimate focus?
Sure. In some of the joint working groups, it was just the meeting of leadership, definitely reiterating their point of view, to boost the trade and investment between both countries. Right now, both sides have engaged, especially through Azerbaijan Entrepreneurs Confederation and the Ministry of Trade and Commerce of Pakistan and their counterpart ministry in Baku. We are trying to arrange B2B. We expect around 50 companies will be going from Pakistan together with like a big delegation. So, and these companies belongs or originate from all sectors that we just discussed with Mr.
50
Rehan.
companies from Pakistan, they will visit Azerbaijan.
Will be going with this delegation of the Honorable Minister. So there will be a B2B. So not only that, it will be a leadership meeting discussing the policy and strategies for the future. B2B is very important. Between the state leadership, there is, as we mentioned earlier, there is no issue, not even 1% that we have any difference of opinion, any bilateral relations or things that we intend to do together. But these companies which are going to Baku, that will really make a difference.
So, so when we are talking about, okay, your point well taken. Rehan sir, do you not think that the preferential trade agreement you are talking about between both the countries could pave the way for Pakistani exports to explore the Azerbaijani markets, to have more awareness and orientation, so that these exports would be more competitive and diverse towards Azerbaijan? How do you see the prospects of the PTA and the related opportunities for the Pakistani businessmen in the Azerbaijani market?
This is always very important. If you go with the preference or with the free trade agreement, this will always help you out to get the better, approach with these markets, because this will help you out whenever you see they are actually, Azerbaijan is ex-Russian state, so they are always preferring to import the goods or export the goods within the region. But unfortunately, Pakistan have the problem within the region side, because regional trade is always, help to boost your exports and your trade. And this will also help with if we get them the PFA between Azerbaijan and Pakistan, and either after that, maybe with the free trade agreement. That will always help. And one thing more, it's a very good opportunity that Mr. Sohail informed that 50 companies are taking part in this working group. So this will help for the Pakistani export as well as, and the Azerbaijani companies will know about Pakistan. Because what I feel is that when I ever visit and have a business meetings with my counterparts, I feel that many people don't know about Pakistan, that how much strong we are into the sports good, how much strong we are in the surgical side. This is very important right now, and this is the right way to take the businessman and have B2B meetings, and as well as this PFA will help to boost exports for Pakistan. This is
you have mentioned a very pertinent point, but you are the real people. You are the very important people to tell the world that what we are selling, what we have the capacity right now, and how we can fulfill those needs which the world has. The Azerbaijani people are actually very eager to have Pakistani products in their market. So their businessmen are ready, so we have to go there to meet them and to give them the real idea that we have these products, and please, most welcome.
Yes, this is very important. This is you are 100% right, and this is the right time. Right now, Pakistan is in need of dollars, and every country's lifeline is exports, and we have to work on it. And as Mr. Sohail mentioned, it is very important that we should work and explore this new market. If we get this market, it's not only Azerbaijan. We can open up with Georgia and other countries also, which we didn't get access right now. So this is the right time, and we have to work on it. And as Mr. Sohail mentioned, going 50 companies on this meeting is very important. And next, I think it will take more companies and have to inform more people for both sides that what is Azerbaijan, they are specialized in, what raw materials we can import and get re-export and getting benefit of that, and same vice versa, that when we export to Azerbaijan, that I mentioned you, not only Azerbaijan, we can open up with Georgia also.
You are absolutely right, and your point well taken. Sohail sir, what about the finalization of preferential trade agreement? As several rounds of in-depth negotiations were already held, aiming to boost the trade liberalization and the bilateral trade mechanism, while in 2023 a list of 103 items shared with Azerbaijan, and Azerbaijan has shared at least 84 items list. So now the stakeholders consultations are already done. So at what stage this agreement is, whether we are going to sign it, because some of the news came that would be signed in August, because now what would be the ultimate future of this agreement?
Raza Sahab, already for this preferential trade agreement, around 20 goods have been signed. I think I must mention the role of the Honorable Ambassador of Azerbaijan, Mr. Khazar Farhadov. Even before signing of this preferential trade agreement, he had worked a lot to make our rice, Pakistani rice, is now zero rated in Azerbaijan. So this one particular commodity has somehow, whatever the minor remittance we have been getting by exporting rice, but now it has jumped up to double at the moment. And as I mentioned earlier, the preferential trade agreement has highlighted in your question the number of items. It is more prone to Pakistan, because when you look at the exports of Azerbaijan, they are merely oil and gas, energy sector.
Definitely.
But Pakistan, and I have personally visited some of the local markets in Azerbaijan. Raza Sahab, you cannot even compare the quality. Most of the items they are importing from different countries, let's say textiles, leather goods, marbles, wood crafted furniture, sports goods, are products 1,000 times better what they are importing from other countries.
Okay.
But the thing is how to channelize. It's an open market, and it is a high time right now, as we are discussing together with Rehan Sahab. Believe me, it is untouched market. It is very difficult to make a way in Europe or America in these days. They are on the crossroads. The entire world, the companies are mainly focused and residing there to work, but this is a new market. And likewise for Azerbaijan companies, especially this start of direct flight between Pakistan and Azerbaijan. I mean, from all three cities, Karachi, Lahore, Islamabad, now there is a direct flight which was available in the past. So now it is, and it is just 3.5-hour flight. So I would seriously recommend our Pakistani brothers and sisters, and likewise the counterparts in Azerbaijan, to start paying visits and having B2B people like Mr. Rehan, our Federation of Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and Azerbaijan Entrepreneurs Confederation. I'm personally available for that. Anyone can just visit the website. My contact is there. So let's be very practical rather just discussing as policy matters or paying just goodwill through media. Let's start taking practical steps from now on.
This is very important.
Yes.
This is very important.
And
Sohail sahab, you have a very important
lastly,
point.
I would just humbly mention that let's start visit. It will, the first step is very important. So rather looking
So
at this stage.
if we just pitch a question here, here is the question arises that there were a direct flights started between Pakistan and Azerbaijan, Baku, Islamabad. Then how do you see the importance of these flights? Although these are the small planes, but at least that is started between the two countries. So what is the frequency of these flights? How we have to increase it? What about the people-to-people contacts? What about the academia then media as well? And what about the B2B contacts in between? Because the government-to-government contacts are already there, but the B2B is very important, as Rehan sahab also mentioned about it.
Very good question. Let's start from media. We are sitting in PTV. There was a long lingering agreement between the state televisions. It was signed during the last visit.
Yes.
And if you remember, I was one of the,
Definitely.
like a humble effort to push this, Apart from that, between the academia, it was almost zero, I would say. But somehow, during my last couple of visits, we have signed 3 MOUs. Our top university, National University of Science and Technology in Islamabad, we have signed MOU with the Azerbaijan Technical University, with the Azerbaijan Diplomatic Academy University, and Baku State University. So we have already signed 3 MOUs. Through these MOUs, we were able to open first Haider Aliyev Auditorium to commemorate our love for our beloved leader from our brother country. In his name now there is a Haider Aliyev Auditorium. Not many people knows about it, but I wanted to convey through this. And other than that, just less than 10,000 visitors were marked before the starting of these flights between the two countries. This year it has crossed 50,000. So 50,000 is a big number. These visitors which I am mentioning, the visa is the possible easiest visa for Pakistanis. Zero visa refusal. Again, I would mention Mr. Ambassador's great efforts, Mr. Khazar Farhadov's, that personally he took this initiative. You can get Azerbaijan visa in 3 hours, just in 7,000 rupees.
That's good. And what about the business community?
Business community have started going, as I said. And
That's
you also see very emotional side of life when you see Baku. I'm always mentioning that Pakistani flag, this most beautiful flag, one of the most beautiful flag. Outside Pakistan,
it's really a very emotional.
Outside
really.
Pakistan, any country where you see the maximum number of Pakistani flags in the shops, in offices, on the buildings, on
That's
the houses.
why most of the
that is
Pakistanis call Azerbaijan and Turkey as a second home.
Yes,
no
of
doubt
course.
about that.
And
really.
also I would conclude maybe my conversation with this slogan. We have been enchanting this slogan since long time that Turkey and Pakistan, we are 2 countries, but we are one nation. But now we have the brotherhood has changed. Now we are 3 countries.
3 countries and 1 nation. That's good. That's beautiful. So, Rehan sahab, what would be the ultimate focus of the chambers of commerce, particularly your Federation of Pakistan Chamber of Commerce, in holding the next meeting of the Joint Business Council on the sidelines of Pakistan-Azerbaijan 8th Joint Ministerial Committee, GMC? This is very important because when the business community meet each other, they have interaction with each other, because this business council meeting between the 2 countries' businessmen is going to be the real skeleton, real backbone to enhance trade in between and to have more strengthened ties between the business communities of both the countries.
Yes, exactly. This is much important. The B2B meeting is always important, especially when both Federation of Chamber of Commerce and the people from the chambers will meet each other. They will know each other. What are the avenues we can explore with each other?
This is very important, Joint Business Council. So how do you see the meetings in between, and what's the importance of it between both the countries' businessmen?
Exactly, Raza Sahab. I forgot to mention now on 13th and 14th there will be a meeting, though it is SCO, Shanghai Cooperation Organization meeting,
Yes, yes.
but Azerbaijan is a dialogue partner.
Obviously,
You know,
obviously.
so the representation from Azerbaijan Entrepreneurs Confederation will be attending this meeting. I myself will be participating. So that is another new avenue that we are going to explore. Apart from that, I would also like to mention that the Azerbaijan Entrepreneurs Confederation has signed a separate MOU with the Federation of Chamber of Commerce and Industry. So now not many things are known to public at large, but they have started changing. And now, as I mentioned, it is very high time that people should run around, become little bit, how to say, like a crazy, that how we can explore and tap these great potential between the brother countries.
And Sohail sir, you were talking about the SCO because Azerbaijan is a very important dialogue partner in that. When we are talking about the international organizations like the Turkic organization, is there any prospect that Pakistan has the option to join the Turkic organization as a full-fledged member or as an observer? Because that ultimately will provide Pakistan an opportunity not only to enter the duty-free access to the several tradable product lines, boost the trade, but also enhance the bilateral relations with the member states in education, culture, services, and lots of other sectors. And including that, you are going to pave the way to the Central Asian republics as well. So how do you see the prospects of any sort of opportunity that Pakistan can join this Turkic organization in whatever capacity?
Very important question, Raza Sahab. And again, it is very commendable to mention that in November, mid of November, there will be a Turkic countries trade fair in Istanbul. It is just Turkic countries, but somehow I managed. We have our lawyers group. My background is a lawyer also.
Obviously.
So through our lawyers group, there is one very senior advocate, Madam Aygun Aliva. She is the coordinator or organizer of this event. Somehow I convinced them that okay, it's a Turkic countries, but this brotherhood or this soulful connection of the history do not get complete until Pakistan is there, and they got agreed. Surprisingly, now it will be Turkic countries plus Pakistan trade fair in November in Istanbul, inshallah. And I would again propose our esteemed Chamber of Commerce and Industries to participate into that fair. If you do it individually, making an X to Central Asian countries, you require a lot of money, effort and time. So you will be under one roof in mid of November, where you can collaborate with the representation of trade and investment companies and their representation in November. And I would seriously propose our companies to get into this trade fair, please.
Definitely, you are absolutely right, and that is very important. Under the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, Conference of Parties 29th meeting is going to be held in Baku in November. So most chances are that the Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif is going to attend that meeting as well, beside having the bilateral meetings and the visit as well. So how do you see this, the importance of this meeting, and on the sidelines, the important meetings between the leadership of Pakistan and Azerbaijan to enhance trade, economy, people-to-people contacts, tourism, and even in the defense sector, because we have a lot more to excel in that sector as well?
Thank you very much. Raza Sahab, already this initiative has also been taken practically. During the last visit of the Honorable President, somehow our leadership conveyed, because Baku is considered to be Paris of the East. So there is a very renowned, our chief architect of Baku, Mr. Bunyad. Luckily I met him last night in a private hotel. He was here. So the leadership from Azerbaijan, they have given a very good gesture to the brother country. Now they have started working on, starting from Islamabad, on beautification and environment of Islamabad. So this chief architect of Baku is personally here with his team. They have started, they have somehow identified 4 different locations in Islamabad to beautify them and improve them with the environmental issues. Our airport to Serena Hotel, this highway, our food street in Melody, our monument and couple of similar places. So they will be already they have started working on environment, and as we know, this is a world leader summit about COP29
yes.
to be held in Baku, and they are rigorously working on it. Already sideline meetings have been planned, though it will be a visit apparently for COP29, but definitely it will be in continuation with the last visit of the Honorable President of Azerbaijan. Several meetings will held on trade and investment, as we discussed, to carry forward this preferential trade agreement to free trade agreement, finalizing this transit trade agreement and so on. So inshallah, the meetings are very, very important.
Means the thing is that things are going to be finalized soon between
Inshallah.
Pakistan and Azerbaijan, and things are actually rolling.
Rolling.
That is very important.
Rolling.
That at
Yes.
least that we must have to be hopeful, and the business community must have to geared up
Yes.
for that all happening. Thank you very much,
Absolutely.
Sohail sahab, for being here in the studios.
Thank
and
you.
we are also thankful to Mr. Rehan Naseem Bharara, the former senior vice president of the Faisalabad Chamber of Commerce and Industries, also that he participated in the program. Viewers, as our panelists suggested, that the recent visit of the President of the Azerbaijan, Ilham Aliyev, was the benchmark and the start of the new era between Pakistan and Azerbaijan. No doubt that there are ample chances that the Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif is going to visit in November to Azerbaijan and also attend the COP19, the World Leaders Summit, as well as to have bilateral meeting with the President of Azerbaijan, Ilham Aliyev, and the ministers for commerce and trade, and along with privatization, are going to visit Azerbaijan this month, and this is going to be a very important visit, as the 50 companies are also going towards Azerbaijan. So there are lots of avenues there for Pakistan to have a new market and new investments and new trade corridors open. Transit trade agreement is going to be very important, and that is going to be soon finalized along with the preferential trade agreement. It is important that Pakistan's rice already got the zero rated duty in the Azerbaijan market till 2027, which is the real gesture from the Azerbaijani government. And along with that, in November, there is in Istanbul, there is Turkic organization trade fair, and that is also very important if Pakistan is going to enter into the Turkic organization, whether as a dialogue partner or as a full-fledged member. But it is going to open new avenues for Pakistani products into the Central Asian markets, into the Turkic countries, member countries, including Azerbaijan. So this is today's Foresight. It's time to sign off. Allah Hafiz.